Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of April 4th through April 8th, 2022. Okay, now we're moving into a brand new month, and there's going to be a lot more things happening, I presume. There's a war going on in Ukraine, and we're not sure exactly what's going to happen with the economy, but market has really been up and down the last few weeks. Okay. Now, generally speaking, there's been a lot of wars in the past, and the Forex market is the Forex market. Okay, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be cycles. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to buy and sell both. So we don't need to worry so much about fighting aspect like that, political aspects. Okay, most of this Forex is all controlled by the banks. Most of this is all pre-planned. All right, and it's already calculated what's going to happen. Okay, so. This last Friday, one thing to note, this last Friday was the non-farm payroll, but for the US dollar only. Okay, as I stated in my previous video, this last Friday was non-farm payroll, and the US dollar did get a slightly good job report. The unemployment rate dropped, but I believe, me personally, I believe that those numbers are not accurate. Okay, I believe that the US government is kind of lying about the unemployment rate. Okay, because the number of new jobs added fell below what was expected, and that was bad for the U.S. economy, right? But at the same time, the unemployment rate dropped. So in my opinion, how is that possible? How can we have fewer new jobs but the unemployment rate drop at the same time? It just don't make no sense. Okay, so, and I'm not here to debate about political activity, rigging this, rigging that, but in my personal opinion, I don't think that's accurate. Okay, so I think the US dollar is going to be hurting. Now, we did see the US dollar start to go back up this last Friday, especially with that non-farm payroll, but it was just very slightly. Okay, overall the US dollar is beginning to sink, and I'll show you that here in a few minutes. But pretty much this past week we saw everything in the flat range of market. Kind of the euro, Great British pound, Australian dollar, those all began to climb some. So, and the US dollar began to sink, which is normal. Okay, that's good. That's kind of what we want to happen. And if you look right here on the chart that I got pulled up right now, I got Euro USD pulled up on the chart right now, and we see that yes, it did in fact go up this past week, but then hit this point of resistance right here on this red arrow, and it's starting to go back down. So what's going to happen is it's going to more or less be in a flat range of market, probably for the next week or two. I don't know. But if we look at the 4-hour chart, check this out. All right. So interesting, huh? We have been just riding sideways here for the last few weeks, pretty much the entire month of March. Okay. And now we're going into April. So what's going to happen? Are we going to develop an uptrend, or is it going to develop a downtrend? Well, like I've always said, this is Euro US dollar, Euro US dollar. If one goes up, the other must go down. So if the US dollar is going to be going down, this will go up. Okay, now you see we had two red arrows in a row on the 4-hour chart, but no blue arrow. This is interesting. Okay, and we have a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow. So I think it will form a blue arrow. I'm most certain of that on the 4-hour chart. But where will it form a blue arrow? Okay, if I shift the chart a little bit so you can see, and let me zoom out a little bit, we have pretty much strong level of support right here. Okay, at least right here in this area. Don't have to be exactly right there, but we do see all the candles touching right here. So that is a very good point of support already. So what I'm thinking is that the price will drop down to here. And in order for this to drop, the US dollar must go up. And like I said, this last Friday had a semi-good jobs report with the non-farm payroll. So meaning the US dollar will probably go up this next week, which would allow the Euro USD to drop. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So based on what we're seeing right here, we're going to see a nice little drop this week, probably most of this week. no guarantee, of course. Now, this coming Friday is the non-farm payroll for the Canadian dollar, and that generally does not affect all the other currency pairs. Okay, it's just the U.S. dollar, so that's okay. But just keep that in the back of your mind, especially if you're trading any Canadian dollar pairs. But what's going to happen is we're going to see this drop, and then over the long term, my personal belief, over the long term, we're going to see this continue to rise higher. We already have a red arrow here followed by, or a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow, like I previously stated. So the next red arrow will most likely be even higher. But in order for that to happen, I feel that we need to see a blue arrow first. Okay, so this will fall right in line with what's going to, what I feel is going to happen this coming week. If the US dollar goes up, this is going to drop, form a blue arrow, and then over the next few weeks, okay, the next month or so, we're going to see this continue to rise up at a slow and steady rate. And there's a lot of turmoil in the market, especially with the war in Ukraine. So what's going to happen this week? Get ready to sell the Euro USD. Okay, definitely want to sell this week, and you probably could catch a few hundred pips or points. You look here at the crosshairs, you're looking at about 1,000 pips or points. Okay, you see that middle number? I know it's very difficult to see, but basically that's 1,000 points the price is going to drop potentially, and you could at least get a few hundred of that along the way. So definitely want to be selling right now for the Euro USD. Moving on to GBP USD. Okay, Great British Pound versus the US dollar. We see here that it was for love it or hate it. This one was just riding sideways. Okay, we do have some red arrows here. Okay, this one is a little bit lower than that one, so it looks like it's starting to go down. Okay, I just said Euro USD should be going down. Generally, Great British Pound will follow the Euro, but not always. So what's going to happen? Let's zoom out. Let's look at the 4-hour chart real quick and kind of get a bigger picture of what's going to happen. If I zoom out and we shift the chart so you can see a little bit better, okay, we see that yes, we had a big drop and then a small uptrend and then another drop. So it's definitely not like the Euro, but it's kind of riding in a flat range of market. I'm expecting this to drop this week and form a blue arrow. Okay, same type of scenario. And only thing I can see right now is that we have a strong support right here. Okay, we have another support right here with the blue arrow, but either way the price is going to drop and form a blue arrow somewhere along the line. So you could definitely sell right now and hold it until you get a blue arrow on the 4-hour, 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart is perfect, but if I get the crosshairs and the price drops down to here, that's about 500 pips or points that the price is going to drop. If it goes down even further, you're looking at 1,000. Okay, so that again, that falls in line with the Euro USD, and you could easily get 300 or 400 points out of that and profit easily. Okay, so definitely be looking to sell this week and hold it until you get a blue arrow. Okay, on the 1-hour, 4-hour chart doesn't matter because my indicator works the same on any time frame, 4-hour and below. You're going to get the same signal. All right, now let's look at Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Right, again we see almost the same thing happen. Okay, pretty much just a flat range of market because there is a lot of instability in the market, but I do feel this will be dropping. If we look at the 4-hour chart, look at this. So this is a lot different. We had a big uptrend and now we hit a strong level of resistance. It's not really dropping. Okay, even though we have a red arrow to sell, the thing is the US dollar is weak. Okay, and the Australian dollar has been pretty strong. But if the US dollar gains this week, which I feel it will, then this will definitely drop. How far will it drop? I don't know. I do not foresee a big drop in this. Okay, but what we can do is just look at the past, okay, and try to see if the future will repeat itself, okay, will repeat the past. You look right here, there's a resistance right here, and that broke and then formed a support. So right now that is a support, and that would be where I think we're going to get another blue arrow. Or if it drops below that, which is very possible also, it could drop all the way down to here. Okay, there's a resistance right here. Okay, and also whenever you have a resistance that breaks, it forms a support. Okay, so right now it's a support, so this also would be the target for this to drop. So we have this point here with this red arrow, but also we have this point here. There's no arrow here, but it is a point of support and resistance, and very notable point also. So I feel that it could definitely drop to that point, and if we get the crosshairs, look at this, from there to there you're looking at about 1,200 points, 1,200 points that this price will drop. So again, I'll be looking to sell the Australian dollar this week. Okay, and you can easily get 300, 400, maybe 500 points out of this in profit. That's excellent. All right, that's really, really good. So be patient with this one. You see it's been riding sideways for a while, but everything does not stay that way. Okay, if you look here, we had the price riding sideways and then surged up. Now we got the price riding sideways, and where's it going to surge? Up again? I don't know. But the fact that we have a red arrow finally, the price, when we see the price riding sideways like that, it's called a flat range of market, and that generally that's a point of indecision in the market. It cannot decide to go up, decide to go down, and generally that marks a reversal. It's getting ready to be a reversal in the market. So the only place for this to go now is back down. So I would definitely be trying to sell the Australian dollar this week and definitely get some profit. You can wait for the next blue arrow, or you can just get, like I said, 400 or 500 points out of this and take your profit and go run with it, which would probably be a good idea. Now, if these are going to be dropped, the US dollar should be going up. So let's look at US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Okay, here I'm on a 30-minute time frame, so you see what happened this past week, and the price did drop, okay, which is what I'm telling you. But we hit a strong level of support, and it's starting to go back up. All right, the price surged here on Friday because of that non-farm payroll, and then just fizzled out on Friday afternoon. But I have a strong feeling it's going to be going up more. All right, we did not have a very strong non-farm payroll, but we did have a positive. The unemployment rate dropped, which is good. So if we look here on the 4-hour chart, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see, get a big picture of the market, right? We see here that we are getting ready to go into an uptrend, okay? So yes, I do feel very strongly that this US dollar will be going up at least this week, maybe the next 2 weeks. I don't know. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller, but I can tell you that this week here, this coming week here of April 4th through April 8th, we'll be seeing this US dollar go up. Okay, and now, in my personal opinion, now would be a good time to buy the US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, and hold it until you get another red arrow, either on the 1 hour or 4 hour chart. It doesn't matter, but hold it until you get a red arrow and then close your trade. Okay, or optional, of course, you could wait until you get like 500 pips or points in profit and then close that trade. If I get the crosshairs and I go up, that's not much. 500 points right there is nothing. Okay, if you look at this resistance level right here, and I'm going to mark that so you can see it, there's resistance right here, and that would, to me, would be the place where this would go. Okay, somewhere in here. Okay, maybe not exactly that point, but close to it is where we should see another red arrow form. And if I get the crosshairs, go from here to there, you're looking at about 1,300 points in profit. That's a lot of profit, and that could potentially be all in 1 week. I don't know, but I do feel that the price will be going up most of this week, if not the next 2 weeks. So definitely get ready to be buying this week. Okay, you can definitely get 500, maybe even 1,000 points profit out of this one here. Okay, so do keep an eye on that. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. Now this one generally does a lot different than the USD CHF, which we just looked at, but this one could definitely be going up. If you look here on the 30-minute time frame, we see the price dropped. It started to go back up this last Friday, but then it snagged another red arrow. So very interesting. Okay, very interesting movement. If we look on the 4-hour time frame and we zoom out a little bit, we see that we had a big uptrend, right? So the price was riding sideways for a long time and then went back up. So Forex is all about up and down. Anything that goes up must come down. Anything that goes down must go up. It's all cycles, man. It's all just patterns in the market, man. Trends in the market. Okay? And everything repeats itself over time. If I zoom out a little bit, look at this. The price has been steadily going up. Yes, we have a lot of highs and lows, but overall the price has steadily gone up. Now we've reached a really high point, and I feel that, look at that, I shifted the chart, you see a big uptrend. Okay, so I feel, and especially with this big surge right here we had, wow, I feel that this will be going down. Okay, probably for the next couple of weeks. So again, US dollar Japanese yen typically does a lot different than the USD CHF. Now, if the US dollar is as strong as it is, and this US dollar has been pretty strong against the Japanese yen, as you can clearly see. So it is, in my opinion, still strong because the price dropped here and it started to surge back up. So we're not going to see a big drop in this USD Japanese yen. Okay, if I zoom in a little bit and I go on a 1-hour time frame, so you get a little better picture, we see that it is slowly working itself into a downtrend. Probably will go back up some more, but overall it's going to be dropping. Now it's going to form a blue arrow at some point, like it always does. Okay, here we had multiple blue arrows going up, but it's going to form a blue arrow at some point. And I seriously do not think it's going to drop all the way back down here. Like, impossible, right? So somewhere in here we're going to see another blue arrow. We can guess, you know, nobody knows exactly, but what we do know is there's a support right here. Okay, and there's a support, I'm going to mark it here. There's a resistance / support right here. So there's different places that this price could drop to, and where it's going to drop right here, I feel very strongly that it will this week or next week, probably the next 2 weeks. Okay, it's going to be a slow process. It's not going to be a big drop all at once, but yes, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, sideways, and then slowly wake its way back down. And I would be looking to sell the US dollar Japanese yen. I would be not looking to buy, although, like I said, the price could go up a little bit more. So I would wait on Monday. I would definitely wait until at least the New York session on Monday, just to be safe. Okay, just to see what the market is doing, and then place your trade. If you want, wait until Tuesday. Wait until Tuesday before you go placing any trades. Okay, Monday is always a sluggish day anyhow, but this one you want to give it some time to see what's going to happen, because I think it's going to go up in the beginning of the week and then drop back down. Definitely by Wednesday we'll see a drop, so do not rush on this. Now last is the US dollar versus Canadian dollar. Again, this one is always unique because they both kind of have the same exact economy. They both depend on the oil industry, which is really sucking right now, as many of you know, with rising gas prices, right? And that's worldwide, not just in the U.S. But here we see a lot. We basically see a flat range of market. Okay, the price ended almost exactly where it began. We got a red arrow here, blue arrow here. It looks like it's going up. I think because last Friday was the non-farm payroll for the U.S. dollar only, this one will probably be going up. Okay, that is my best guess of what's going to happen. If we look at the 4-hour chart and zoom out a little bit, we see that we have a blue arrow to buy. Okay, so yes, I do feel very strongly that this will be going up. I do not think we will see a huge increase. Now, also this coming Friday is the non-farm payroll for the Canadian dollar, so I don't know what's going to happen with that. If we have a strong employment report for the Canadian dollar, this will drop back down. So, but that's this coming Friday. So for most of the week, I would expect for this one to be going up. Okay, so you would definitely, right now is a good time to buy. How high will it go up? I don't know, but we have a strong support right here with a blue arrow, and it broke and made a resistance right here. So it should go up to at least that point. It already hit this point before. It's going to hit that point again, and most likely break and then go to a higher level of resistance, wherever that is. It could be right here, because there's a support right here. Okay, and that would probably make perfect sense of where the price is going to head to next. But again, that's so far out. Okay, that you're looking at 3 or 4 weeks down the road for that to occur. We're only concerned about what's going to happen this week, April 4th through April 8th. Okay, so I do feel the price will be going up this week. We're going to see probably a lot of sideways movement, but with a slight uptrend. So right now is a good time to buy and just hold it for most of the week, and you should be able to get 400 or 500 pips or points out of this very easily. If you look right here on the crosshairs going up there, you got about 700 points of profit, pips, by the way, profit in points, going up to that point. So like I said, you can easily get 500 pips or points out of that. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. Get ready to buy US dollar, Canadian dollar. All right, so with that said, that will conclude my weekly trade predictions. If you have any questions about this, or if you want another currency pair for me to analyze, okay, there's dozens of currency pairs here. If you have any currency pair that you want me to analyze, my God, there's so many, just hit me up on Facebook. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Also, I'll put a link for my private Facebook group, so you can join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, so with that said, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Let me know how I can help you, and thank you so much.